What is good, everybody? You are tuned in to another session with Posse Studios in the one and only Dexa. Guys, we have some pretty cool stuff to show you guys today. There's a lot of stuff that's going on, but most importantly, this is a celebration for Dexa's token launch, Masa token. I mean, it doesn't get much bigger than this. They're working with the Indonesian government. They got the royal family, the Frigital assets. I mean, it's so cool that you can look at things that are artifacts that are hundreds, if not 1,000 years old, that you can actually own a piece of. I mean, this is really history right here that you're kind of being a part of, and them sharing their culture with us. It's been an absolute pleasure and honor to be a part of. First person I want to introduce, who's also speaking here on behalf of Dexa today, is Ash. What is going on, Ash?
How's it going? Yes, I'm great. Thanks. Thank you for having me. And my name's Ash. I'm the partnerships manager for DEXA, bringing them all of the cool partners such as yourselves and Sonium and all the different bits and bobs needed for these fantastic Indonesian team of DEXA to launch their project.
Yeah,
So thank you for having me.
No, man, anytime. Like I think today, like, I just wanted people to get the opportunity to get to know the project, to get to know the people that are behind it, to get to know even you and everything that you've been doing over there and everything that's going on with Sonium. And then we have a little bit of surprise from Sleazy as well, who's managing a lot of the marketing. He's got some pretty cool stuff that he's going to be sharing with everybody. But I think a great thing to jump into first before we kind of delve in is talk a little bit about exactly Dexa, what they are, what they represent. Let's get into the needs so we can kind of educate a lot of the people out there that perhaps might not know.
Absolutely. So, well, why am I here? I'm first off, I'm not Indonesian. I'm from the UK, but I've been closely associated with actually one of the co-founders, the CMO. We've worked together on a couple of projects over the past 6 years, and he asked me to come on board and basically act as a BD partner or BD consultant to bring in some interesting partners for them. So absolutely, DEXA itself, I'm speaking on behalf of them, of course. But they are fantastic and really, really interesting projects. They call themselves the digital renaissance of the Surakarta kingdom. So actually in Indonesia, there are multiple kingdoms that have been around for eons, and all of them are supported by the central government, and so they have full reign over their kingdom. This one in particular, from the region of Solo, the Surakarta kingdom, has been around for hundreds, as you said, thousands of years, but particularly in the past 280 years, they've been working to preserve all of the rich cultural artifacts, relics, and so on. So it's been a very long-winded process. And now, since January 2024, the eldest grandson of the current reigning king decided that he wanted to bring this whole thing into the 21st century by building a Web3 platform that, as you mentioned, digitizes and creates this digital crossover between the real world, the artifacts, and gives fractional ownership of these artifacts to the investors and people who are getting involved. So at its core, it's this Masa Vault. There is this protocol called the Masa Vault. And
can you tell us what Masa means?
Masa is actually, I'm not 100% sure.
That's okay.
So
it's okay.
I don't want to make stuff up.
It's okay.
But it's Indonesian, so I need one of my Indonesian colleagues to come and tell me. But what I do know is what I do have oversight over is that this vault, this Masa Vault, is they say the world's first digital NFT marketplace. So we can have fractional ownership of exactly these artifacts from the Surakarta kingdom.
That seems pretty interesting. Yeah, I took a look at that. It from my understanding too, which I was doing some research, and what I noticed, which I thought was really cool, was not only can you own a piece of these, but if you acquire enough of a share of one, you can actually claim full ownership and purchase them, and they'll ship them. They'll ship like a 100-year-old dagger to your house. I mean, like, that's wild.
I wonder if it qualifies as a weapon when shipping.
I mean, yeah, it's a relic. I mean, it's pretty epic for anybody who's a collector, especially of ancient memorabilia. It doesn't get better than that, because I know somebody like me. Like, if I have the ability, I'm going in there. I'm trying to own one of these things, man. Like, that is cool.
Absolutely. It's some wild stuff. But I mean, if you get to have a look at some of the socials, the YouTube channel, for example, or stuff that they've been posting on X, you can actually see the museum where these artifacts are held, and it's very impressive. It's
Interesting.
really cool stuff.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of. I actually want to share some of the stuff that they have on their site. Sleazy, do you want to like share some of that? Let's share some of the stuff that they have. Like, go on their site. Let's look through some of that together.
I don't remember what the site was. That's well, we need to share something else.
Yeah. Go on the actual.
Oh, wait, what did I just do?
No, you're good. I'll show you. I got you. So if you go right here, I'm going to share mine. And then we go over on their site. This is what I think is pretty cool.
By the way, I looked it up. Masa means time period.
Okay. So if we go over here, currently, this is where they are live. So if you go over here to the launch pad, currently the token is live. It just went live. So if you guys are catching this, like, it's pretty early. Always do your own research, never financial advice, but they seem to have a lot of cool stuff going on here. So for me, like, I thought it was something worth taking a look at. This is something we definitely support, especially because it's cultural. Like, they're really pushing community first, which I think is something that really matters, especially in today's space. You can see it just went live at literally 12 p.m. So at this point, if we go on their site, which you can get to all of their stuff right here, we can just pull up everything immediately. Let's see. Pull up their decks. They're currently live right here. They're also on Pink Sale. Let's see.
There was something else. Pink Sale and something else.
Here we go. Their marketplace right now is live. Masa Vault Explore. So I guess let's go through this. We connect our wallet. Boom. I think I have a little.
Maybe we can someday even bridge the NFTs to Sonium.
Yeah,
one of the other ventures.
Let's see. So let's see the collection. Let's see the Masa collections. Let's see, these sold out. Currently going for 2.5 ETH. Good stuff. I mean, a lot of this seems pretty interesting, man. I've seen you guys have been building what you guys have been doing for some time. They're over here live at Pink Sale as well. Let's see. The pre-sale is about to end in an hour and 23 minutes. So, guys, I think it seems pretty interesting, man. Head on over here. You can catch it at v2.posse.market. And you guys are more than happy. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot them also in the comments, man. But go ahead, Sleazy. I know you wanted to share a little bit. I want to talk a little bit about the culture and the lore and what we were going to do today as well.
Yeah, so this is a little bit of a D&D style, but it's mostly just a little story. And because we have Ash here, maybe you don't even know the story of what happened. That's what they shared with me, and then I did a little bit of my own research on what it looks like. Okay, so this is the scenario. We are to potential clients, and we stumble upon this woman who's a spiritualist. So if you'll humor me a little bit with the role play, she says, "Welcome, wanderers, to this sacred place. On this day, today's 17th of March, I could recount the history of our realm, the tales of kings and curses woven through time. But words are fleeting, aren't they? Why hear it from me when you can just find out for yourselves? Pictures, or in this case, visions, are worth 1,000 words, and I've summoned just the right ones for you. And before you, specters of the past will rise, blending memory and spirit into a tapestry of truth. Your task is simple yet vital. Where was I? Find my Masa coins scattered within these visions and bring them back to me. The echoes await. Step forward and let the past reveal itself. So you don't need to, have any special characters because it's going to be a short one. You land in here, and this is okay. So just before we do anything, this is all AI generated, so a lot of it might not look exactly or anything at all like what it was back then, but it has a general sense of history. And here in the royal chambers, you hear a woman crying over her husband.
Okay.
She says, "Oh, my Pandu." I hope I pronounce those names correctly. There are a lot of them. "My king, my love, I am Kunti, your wretched wife, cursed to watch your fate. He's gone, taken from me in an instant, and I can't bear it. He desired me, you see, his heart burning even as the curse consumed him. And now he lies cold, leaving me to this endless grief." So I guess just do a little bit of make a little bit of a story and describe what you want to do here. Your objective is to find the coin.
Okay. So if you want to find the coin, So would he? So he's dying. So would he have
That's
any
what she
information?
says. Yeah.
That's what she says. So does he have any information on this potentially at all? Is there any way that we'd be able to ask him?
Yeah, you can ask them. They are spectral visions. You can
Okay.
interact.
Okay. So I think the first things first is the direct question you can ask. Say, hey, like, where can I get this? And then we can maybe, if that doesn't work, then well, at least we can have a clue.
Yeah. So describe how you approach.
Okay. So I approached him and I'm like, listen, gracious spirit, listen, we're appreciate everything you're doing here, but we need some information on finding this Masa token.
I don't know who you are, strangers, and I don't know what coin you're looking for. Can't you see I'm drowning in sorrow? His touch and his voice are all stolen from me by fate.
Okay. Well, what if we convince her then, like, hey, if you have these Masa tokens, it might be able to help him feel better.
I don't know what Masa tokens those are, and I don't wish to know. Leave me to my sorrow.
Okay.
Ash, you wanna give a little bit of a try for role acting?
What
do you actually know the story?
It's based on a true story.
It's King Pandu.
Yeah,
it's Pandu. It's the death of King Pandu.
Okay.
If I pronounce the name correctly, of course.
But wise one, isn't there a scroll next to you that describes everything amazing about Masa token? I see it laying, but beside you.
There you go. That's a good one.
She says, I don't know what Masa is, but if you wish to know, that's what the scroll describes.
Okay.
This next vision, the deer says, I am Kindama, the sage undone by that man's reckless arrow. A deer I was, grazing in peace with my mate, when Pandu struck me down. Ignorant, arrogant king he is. He dared interrupt my love, my sacred bond, and so I cursed him. To die the same way I am. To die the moment he sought his own desire.
Interesting. Okay, so it's a little bit of there's some story behind this. It gets a little dark.
So King Pandu shot an arrow at this deer, and this deer was actually a sage who was having a moment with his mate.
Okay.
So
Really?
he said, I'm going to curse you to die the same way I am.
Interesting.
Because he's dying in his love.
Okay. That makes perfect sense.
And he says, look upon him now, lifeless for his lust. I took no joy in it, but justice demanded his end. His wife weeps. His kingdom falters, yet my spirit lingers, bound to this moment. Speak, mortals, what do you seek in this tragedy I've wrought?
Interesting. Okay. So, Ash, help me out here.
What do you seek?
What do we see?
Masa
Masa.
tokens. We see
Yeah, we
Masa
want more
tokens,
tokens.
of course.
We want some more of the tokens. I'm like, is this a trick
Yes.
question? Because I just want the tokens.
But they don't know what Masa is. They are visions of the past.
Okay, well, they need to. Let's see. Don't they have any ability to see into the future?
By the way, those are what they look like. I forgot
Let me.
to.
Yeah, Masa.
Yes.
For the, this is from the official. The official kind of said, "Let me summon the Indo community to join the party." All right, that's awesome. So Masa Token mentioned, "Listen, man, you know how we get down, man. We're trying to make the magic happen here." Okay, so we get into the tokens.
Okay. Yeah,
Walk me
so
through,
you're looking
please.
for those.
Okay, so we're looking for those. So we got into the scroll. What did the scroll show us? Just the deer story?
The scroll just described how he got cursed. So
Okay.
he got cursed, and because of it, he can never have children, because he was told that he would die the moment he becomes intimate with well, anyone really, whether it be his wife, some other woman, or whatever, or a deer, because Sage was into deers, I guess.
Okay. So I guess at this point then, is he functional? Can he talk at all?
Well, he is essentially dying now.
He's a dying now. So what if we ask him, does he know anything about Masa?
Sure, go for it.
Okay. So king. He was a king, right? So do
Yeah.
you know, what can you tell me about Masa? Like, I just need to know something about it. What can you tell me about Masa?
Let's see. He was gonna say, I've been shared some wisdom by the sage, and that there would be people remembering me. As such, I give you the coin. Ask my wife to snatch it, take it from, I guess. Well, they don't have cupboards anywhere, but from under the mattress or something.
He keeps his stash. Old school. He keeps his stash in the mat. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, when I was in the boarding
At
school,
least we know we can get 32 Masa tokens if this guy keels over.
If he croaks.
Yeah, 32 teeth under the pillow.
Yeah, I mean, Masa, as I said before, it means like a time period. So I guess that it points to some time period.
We have one question from the audience, from Anadeo. Wealth. He said, "Hey, bro, can I ask a little about this problem?" Of course you can. You can ask as much as you want, man. Shout out to Mamba. Yeehaw.
Yeah. So you go for, I guess, under the mattress. Like in my college, well, that was high school still, but it was boarding high school. The teachers sometimes asked us to lift our mattresses to see if we are hiding anything in there, because there were people who were found having substances in there, So
okay.
That was quite a thing still.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, some people even asked me to hide their stuff under my mattress. I'm like, nope. Okay, so yeah, you take the coin and you move to the next scene. That was the scene of a death of King Pandu.
All right.
Okay, you move into the next scene. It is a grand hall in somewhere there. By the way, a fun fact. According to what I found, this is actually more of an Indian story, but I guess because so much time has passed, it kind of blurred together what is Indian, what's Indonesian, what's Tibet, or whatever. But yeah, okay. They mostly attribute this story to India. At least the sources that I found.
What ticker must be the Masa ticker? So if you go on there right now, you can actually copy. So yeah, to answer your question, brother, if you go over to v2.posse.market, everything is basically right there in the user interface. You can get the CA, you can get almost everything that you need right there. As soon as you click on the little copy, it'll be in the top right next to the name. So you'll see Masa with a verification badge, and then you'll see a copy page that'll be right there. You copy the CA right there. You'll be right there on V2. So it'll be on v2.posse.market. and then you'll see it's actually in the Discord. So if you go into the Discord, inside to the Posse Discord, we've just posted it right there inside the saloon, so you can see it there as well.
So this is scene number 2. You are in the palace. Try finding some kind of information to where you could find the coin. Ash, you could maybe ask a servant.
Okay. Ash, your turn.
Yeah.
Who are you gonna ask?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask one of the servants, the one in the far right.
Far right? Okay.
Yeah, he's
So
looking a bit conspicuous, standing in the back in orange. Let's go give him, ask him.
All right.
Ask him.
Here you go, guys. This is also, so you have it, posted from Masa officially themselves. You can catch it right here. It's also in the Discord. So if you jump in the Discord, link in the Twitter bio. If you're catching this on Twitter, we're streaming out to like 10 different places. So if you're catching this on Twitch or you're catching this on Discord, on X, or you're catching this on YouTube, you'll be able to go directly to the main site. You can see the Discord, jump in there. The links are also in there, and they're also right there on Masa. So if you go to Masa's official page right here and Twitter, make sure you shoot them a follow and support those guys, and you'll be able to get it there as well. And he says, we have another individual saying, yeah, I'm in Indonesia. My house is near the kingdom. Very active in crypto activities in my city. He just heard about this project. So, yeah, when was DEXA created? This is a great opportunity since he lives not too far from there. Ash, do you know when the actual DEXA community, when the project started?
Absolutely, yeah. So it started in January 2024. So they started small with the backing of the kingdom itself. And as I said, it was the eldest grandson of the current reigning king who wanted to kind of, as I mentioned, digitize this whole project. And the idea is that, again, is a Web3 cultural ecosystem to digitize these the kingdom's heritage and create fractionalized ownership of the assets. And yeah, absolutely, as you mentioned, if you own enough, then you could potentially take home a real world asset, a dagger.
That blew my mind. Yeah, when they showed me the picture of the daggers and they're like, you can own this. I mean, I thought that was the coolest thing. He said, because the token is called Masa, historically Masa is the name of the Indonesian currency before the rupiah. I don't know if I said that correct. That's cool. Fun fact.
Cool. Nice.
So it's cool to have Masa. So Masa's in here dropping some fact knowledge for you guys as well.
So
if you look into the comments.
Maybe the guys in the story do know what Masa is.
I was about to say.
Yeah, I just made a quick game. It's not meant to be like too accurate.
Oh yeah, they're saying here as well. So it's Masa is Indonesia's oldest currency, so before the current rupiah. So
yeah, although it does say online that it's also means a time period. So, oh well.
Okay, let's go. So
yeah.
So
by the way, Onadea, if you know the story, don't spoil it. But if you don't, maybe you can learn a little bit of what you're encountering here. Yeah, so describe to me what you're asking a servant.
So, servant, man, mister, tell me, where am I able to get these Masa tokens, these Masa coins? I've been looking for them everywhere. And you, out of all of these other people in this lineup, you look the most suspicious. I'm sure you've got some tokens stashed away somewhere.
He says, while I do have tokens stashed away, it's a currency of our time. Of course, everyone has those. But my guess would be that you're looking for some special one.
Yes. The Web3 version. The Web3 kind.
I don't know what magic you're speaking of, but I don't know what this Web3 means. Are those spiders?
Okay. So here's what we need from you. We're looking for these magic tokens that they allow you to acquire magic things. So there's magic Masa tokens. Then we want to get our hands on those magic Masa tokens.
If it's magic you talk about, perhaps you could do well to look at the center of the palace. It's a disgrace, truly, what's happening. Pandu's 5 sons, blessed by the gods themselves, wagered it all against Duryodhana and lost.
Okay.
Shakuni's dice were cursed, or perhaps magicked, or black magicked. I swear it. Every roll stripped them bare. Kingdom, honor, even Draupadi. Now they are banished, cast out like dogs. All because Dhritarashtra's too weak to stop his boys' schemes. Yeah, to give a little bit of a context. As you know, King Pandu died in the previous scene. And the one on the right is his blind brother. So now they obviously, when the king dies, there's a battle for succession. There's 5 sons of Pandu. There's a couple behind him, and then there are some who are at the gambling table. And then there's 100 sons of his brother.
Okay.
So now the question is: does his brother take the kingdom, or do his sons take the kingdom?
Oh, that's I can imagine that's going to be a war.
Now remember his curse from last scene.
Okay.
And he has 5 sons. How do you think that's possible?
If he's cursed and he has 5 sons, oh man, maybe it was a spiritual thing. You know what I mean? I'm guessing that's some type of spiritual conception going on over here, man.
Well, it's actually close. So, like, I didn't give too many details, but apparently his wife was gifted by gods and was given 5 sons. So
immaculate conception here.
Kind of like Jesus Christ, maybe, but
yeah. That's what
I don't know. It's not, the details are not too clear to me.
Okay.
A short article.
Well, this is cool, man. I like learning about it, like the cultural thing, and I'm sure Masa, they got the official count there in the comments too, like moderating. So if you guys have any like insight and you can like shoot us a little bit as we're going through this and kind of ideas and teaching, which ones are like the correct.
I'll probably get a lot of details wrong because it's only
so much
time I can dedicate to this. But
no, online is showed like it only shows so much too. It's so much better to hear the history from the actual, you know what I mean, the cultural aspect of the people that are involved in it and all that good stuff. But I mean, it's pretty cool so far.
The reason why Pandu was throned is that because, well, unlike this guy, he is actually able-bodied.
Okay.
It would hardly be an ideal scenario for a blind king to be in charge of stuff.
Okay.
But now Pandu has 5 sons, actually from not the wife from that we saw here. It's actually a different wife. Because king. A lot of the times kings have several wives. I think he only had 2 though in his case. And his sons are not his blood sons, but they are his wife's sons, and only hers or something like that. And because the moment he tried to get intimate, he died. And then there's this guy who has 100 sons.
Wow. Okay.
The guy might be blind, but he's not unhealthy. I'll tell you that one.
Okay, so the guy, he's able to shoot them out. All right.
Yeah,
so if that's
And like the guy said to the servant, I mean, this guy probably also had several wives because one wife could not have this many sons.
I was about to say, listen, I'm gonna tell you this. I would, you look back on how things are and how they are now, man. I'm telling you, I can't imagine having like
even if you pop out
I can barely
every time.
I was about to say, and then especially even just I mean, I could barely put up with one woman. So I'm thinking about like, and
I
I'm
thought you
sure
were gonna say put up with one son, but I guess that also works.
I'm sure, yeah. I'm sure there's only one that can barely put up with me. So right back at it. So okay, cool. So let's see. I would imagine go for it. Yeah, what's gonna happen next?
He was saying,
these magic dice look cool.
Hold on, I lost my text. Place playing themselves. Yeah, I swear it. Shakuni's dice were cursed. I swear it. Every roll stripped them bare. Kingdom, honor, and even Draupadi, whatever that means. Now they're banished, cast out like dogs. All cause Dhritarashtra's too weak to stop his boy schemes.
Yeah, how do you have the accent? Listen, man, you have a thing with being able to do like the rah and the accents and everything else. So if you don't know, fun fact about Sleazy is this guy speaks like 5 different languages. So it's crazy. And it's one of those things where like you have a gift for it, you either do or you don't. I'm Irish American, so like, you know, me, yeah, I mean, I can barely, my wife's Spanish, so like, you know, even rolling my R's is like, like, you know what I mean? I sound crazy, but this guy, like, I've heard you pronounce things, whether it be Asian languages, you know, European languages, whatever. I mean, you're good at that stuff, man. I don't know
the one language I don't speak is Kazakh, and
yeah,
I'm
really?
Kazakh.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
I never had the necessity to learn it because I left Kazakhstan early. So
okay, that's actually really cool. That's interesting. Fun fact. All right, so what happens next?
So that those are the magic dice, something like weighted dice. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, the point is, as I said, if my voice acting was too much of that and not enough pronunciation, they waged a lot of stuff on gambling and lost because the dice were cursed or weighted against them.
Okay.
So yeah, they lost a bet, and now they are well, not quote. It's a text auto-generated with AI as well. Now they're banished like dogs, and they're banished for 13 years.
13 years, damn, that's a long time. Okay, so
yeah.
All right. So what happens?
Okay, so we're going a little bit slow here, so I'll move it up a bit. But yeah, you can try to go and steal a dice, and that will be your coin.
Okay, so you can take a dice. So I try to go for the big shiny one in the middle, man.
Yeah, I don't think we have enough time to explore how you could go about it, but yeah, we'll move on to the next one.
Okay.
This is the next scene. The 5 brothers are banished for 13 years. I think it was 13, maybe it was 12, something like that.
13. Okay.
Exile starves us while they feast. We endure for justice. So they can return after 13 years. So they have to spend in exile.
And what happened after the 13 years? Yeah, I'm interested. Just tell me the story now. Like that, you reeled me in.
That will be the next scene.
Okay, so
and now they're in exile, and yeah, I guess we could go with one of them has a coin, and you have to convince them to give it to you.
Okay.
But they are starving, so they're not gonna part with the coins too easily.
Okay, so how about we tell them like, listen, man, I'm from the future. I got this thing called like a refrigerator. No.
It's like the only future we look forward to is when we can go back to our kingdom and reclaim it.
Okay. Let's see. Well, why don't we offer them food? And if we give them food, if they're hungry, then maybe they'll give us that token, man. I got lots of did they have caribou out there? Like, I'm a hunted. Is there caribou? I hunted lots of caribou.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with that. So he says, the oldest brother, Yudhishthira. I think that's how I pronounce it. We are shadows now, cast out by our own kin. I am Yudhishthira, eldest of Pandu's sons, and this exile is my burden. My dice doomed us all. Gambling. Remember, kids, if you want to keep your kingdom, don't put it on a gambling table.
Yeah, I tell don't gamble, man, unless you're good at it, man.
Unless you're good.
Buy Masa instead.
Yeah.
Masa is no gamble. It's a guarantee.
It's not gambling. It's guaranteed pump.
I love it. Ashes, listen, man. He went straight for the jugular. He said, listen, man, this is the wave, man. Ride the wave. I'm with it, man. I think this stuff is cool, man. Keep going, man. You reeled me in. I love a good story.
Hunter Nos, hunter stock, and yet we endure. But for what? The throne we lost feels a distant dream. Next one goes, I am Bhima, and I'd tear them apart if I could. Duryodhana, Shakuni, and all of them. But here we rot, starving, our strength wasting away. Arjuna clutches that coin like it's hope. But I see only misery. Speak, strangers. What do you want from us, broken men?
We want the dice or the well, we want the Masa token. Listen,
That coin, that last coin he's holding in his hand.
I want
It's
that coin.
it's the kingdom, right? So they get their kingdom back. If they surely, right? If they come back. So they get their kingdom back if they give us the Masa.
Yeah, that's it. Like, well,
Yeah, the only way they can start coming back is after they wait out the 13 years of exile.
okay. So here's what we
Okay.
do. Can we? Is there a way to? There's no way to like speak with the.
No, you can speak to them. That's the point. It's
No,
like
I'm
extended reality, but with spirits.
No, I get that. I'm trying to think of a way to fast forward them into the future, man. 13 years.
You could go something like, give us the coin and the Masa, because it also means time period, can advance you forward.
There we go. Listen, yeah, if you give us the Masa token, we'll create a time machine and we'll use it. We'll enter one of those. It's almost like when you're a kid and you got those little quarter machines where you ride the ride. We'll put the Masa token inside of the time machine and send you back, forward 13 years.
Yeah, we'll skip the arguments because it's getting late for them. And yeah, the only reason why he looks like this is because of his armor, not because AI can be freaky sometimes.
Okay.
That's the scene is called Hollow Victory. They came back and okay, so the story goes that they came back and they prepared warriors on their side, but of course they wanted at least part of their kingdom back, but the greedy brothers, the 100 brothers, they did not even want to give them a single village.
Interesting.
And so they had no choice but to go to war. And the story goes that one of the reasons why they won is that because they had full determination that this was the only way they can move forward, even though they had to fight against their own teachers and family, kith and kin. This was the only thing that they could do, because otherwise they would be driven out. Well, the other side didn't have a motivation like this. So there were like a couple of scenes where like the strongest warriors were fighting, but one of them had full determination while the other one was hesitating. The same goes with one of the military commanders. He kind of lied on the ground and accepted his death.
Oh wow. Okay.
That's kind of the story of righteousness versus unrighteousness. There's also like other translations to that. And now, because they didn't want to go to this war to begin with, that's the scene Hollow Victory.
Okay, interesting.
Arjuna, which is like the strongest warrior. Victory, ha! I am Arjuna, and I shot the arrows that felled kin and friends. Duryodona's down, but so are countless others I loved. The throne's ours again, yet my heart's hollow. Every cry I hear is a brother, a teacher, a cousin lost to this war. Look around, death everywhere, and for what? That coin glints among the bodies, a cruel price in this slaughter. We fought for justice, but the cost, I cannot bear it. What do you seek here amidst our ruin, strangers?
Well,
Ash, want to explain? What are you looking for in this battlefield?
Coin. The Masa.
Halo agents, yeah. Look like
Halo
it.
agents.
We're looking for loads of Masa. We're looking for loads and loads of on-chain Masa.
Right.
Yeah, and again, we'll skip over the conversation scene because, you try to comfort him. Let's have this little bit of a scene. Try to comfort him in his sorrow and convince him to give the coin from one of the bodies, because if you just take it, it will be desecrating the dead.
Okay, yeah, we don't want to do that. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Okay, so what happens when we fast forward this?
No, just let's have this little bit of scene. Try to comfort him.
Try to comfort
in his
him.
sorrow. Yeah.
Okay. In the future, there's going to be this thing called Web3. Don't worry, the future is looking pretty bright for you. Don't worry about it. It might be.
And there will be certain cowboys who will promote it.
It will be an interesting place, and your culture lives. Most importantly, the culture lives on. lives on through the hearts of others. They get to be a part of the journey that this all is, and I feel like that is pretty heartfelt.
Yep. And this is the last coin that you were tasked to get.
Okay.
And she says, "You walked their path, grief, deceit, exile, and a victory that stings more than it shines. My coins are restored, and with them the echoes of their tale live on.
Okay.
History, no matter how tragic and full of trials, is one we keep and commemorate. Let not the sacrifice of the fallen deter you from facing the truth. The token is yours now, a mark of what we've witnessed. Go forth, strangers, and carry their story with you. After
Let's
all,
go.
those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it.
I
Farewell,
love
and may the spirits guide your steps."
I love it. That's one of my, actually, funny enough, it's one of my favorite quotes of all time. Those that don't heed history are doomed to repeat it. I think at the end of the day, the culture aspect.
That's a big American debate as well.
Yeah, it is.
You know.
It's huge. It's huge. We talk about that over here a lot. Like, the reality is, in our short history, of 300 some years, but for us, what I think really matters to me, at least at the end of the day, in terms of all the projects, in terms of all of this in general, is the culture part. I think it's really cool, the fact that you can meet people from all around the world. You don't even know who they are. You have no idea what walk of life they're from, and they can all come together and just learn something new. Because at the end of the day, you start to see how many similarities there are across cultures, even religions. Like, you see the similarities in religions, you see the similarities in the way people choose to live their life. It could be in anything. It could be in their friendships. It can be in their morals, their values, their eating habits. It can be just in anything. And I think when you start to chip away at that, like, once you break down the language barrier and you break down some of the small nuanced things that we all tend to do, like, some people out here in the US might find holding a door for somebody or looking somebody in the eyes is a better one. When you look at somebody in the eyes, like out here, that's more seen as like a sign of respect when you talk to them. But in some countries, like, it's a sign of disrespect. You know what I mean? If you're maintaining too much eye contact. So it's interesting. Like, I think that's the best part about this, how this gets to share all the culture with everybody. And the fact that DEXA is they're finding a way to bring their people and their culture forward into the future. And I think that's, it's commendable. There's not a lot of people that are sitting there and focused on sharing what they're doing with the world, right? They're just focused on carving out their own little space. And it's almost like, in a way, the kingdom gets to expand virtually. It's almost like the kingdom is still growing. You know what I mean? Like, even though it might be in Indonesia and it's in the region that it's in, you get to reach, people from all around the world, and, you get to actually talk to these people. You get to be a part of the museums. You get to see the history. Like, people created this stuff. People wore these armor. People used these daggers, whether they were even just as, just things for celebrations and things like that, rituals. It's still really cool. For me, I don't know. I'm into that type of stuff with history, so I think it's the coolest part about it.
There's a saying I like. Life is a tragedy from up close, but a comedy from afar. And
life is a tragedy up close, but comedy from afar. That's a good one. Yeah,
that's why a lot of the times we cry when something happens immediately, but then when enough time passes, it's far away, so we'll laugh about it.
That's true. Yeah, laugh now, cry later.
It's one of those cultural things also as well. I remember a couple of examples. One is, I don't remember what country it was, but there people, when they talk, they come like this, face to face. Well, maybe not this close, but yeah, they like to do it because that's just how they are used to it. But then this guy went to America. He went into somebody's face and he punched him. He's like, "Why did you punch you?" And he's like, "Well, why did you get in my face?" Yeah, that's a kind of misunderstanding that can happen across cultures. Like, another one which is like popular. It was like during the Cold War, one of the Russian leaders, he started being very aggressive in his speech. The reason is because he thought that the West was very passionate, so he tried to be passionate, but he came off as aggressive and as a tyrannical instead. So that's kind of sometimes a culture clash that can happen.
CryptoNat, if you need any help too, like, let us know. I know you guys are, it's I recognize his name from the community too. You can reach out in the Discord or open a ticket or something like that. You should be able to get it. If you have any issues, by all means, feel free to reach out to us. Yeah, I mean, we just wanted to share something. I think it would be a great idea. We wanted to share something with the people, get a little bit of an idea of the culture and the story and the history and how all this works. But Ash, I mean, I know it's getting late for you. It's like literally 2 a.m. almost over there. Where are you at again?
I'm in Taiwan.
You're literally
Yeah,
in
it's
Taiwan.
2:30.
Oh
So
my God! Yeah,
all the batteries are slowly draining.
It's time.
Okay.
Let's get
Yeah,
this.
But it was a
Yeah, but-
pleasure. It was a pleasure, and I
Yeah.
really enjoyed the game. I
I
learned something
appreciate it.
as well. So
It
Yeah.
wasn't that much of a game because I had to rush it, but yeah.
But we do appreciate it. Listen, we try our best. Listen, man, guys, once again, go over there, check them out, man. Look at what Dex is doing. The Masa actually is live. The token sale is live. You know, do your own research. We're not giving financial advice, but at the end of the day, what they're doing is really cool. It's really unique. It's definitely worth taking a look at. They're sharing their culture with the rest of the world, and I think it's something. It's like, listen, man, everybody's investing in the shitters all day long. Like, at least this is something that's actually backed by, quality organization. It's backed by their kingdom. It's backed by, it's something that's a little bit more. And I think, to me, it's worth it, man. So I appreciate all you guys sharing the culture with us as well, allowing us to be a part of the journey. Until then, we'll talk to you guys. We'll see you guys next time, man. Until then, peace.